Okay, it's 9 o'clock on February 12, 2019. We'll call the meeting in order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Agenda's been provided. Is there any additions or corrections to
Mr. Chairman, this is an amended agenda from Thursday. Additional items that are listed on here are with asterisk, including the approval of the agenda. We have an auditor's warrant of February 11th. We have a commissioner's warrants add-on list on to item number 3 on the consent. And also we have number 5, we have the January 2019 Treasurer's Report. And then at 9:15, I added Highway Engineer Nick Bergman for Resolution 590919. And also at the bottom, just made a note here, I want to make a note on here for upcoming meetings. February 25th is the annual road and bridge hearing at the highway shop at 9 a.m. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, I'll move the amenda as presented.
I'll second it.
A motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Next up, we have the approval of the consent agenda. The approval minutes, meeting minutes of February 5th, 2019. Auditor warrants from February 11th. Commissioner warrants, hospital warrants, in total of $591,112.92. And the January 2019 Treasurer's Report.
Mr. Chair, I'd move the consent agenda.
Second.
We have motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Right. Next up, we have Sheriff Keith Freeman. Good morning.
Morning.
Got 2 items this morning I'm going to discuss. The first one, a few months ago, you guys approved us to get a new dog for our department. That dog is on order. Should have it in June probably. The Eagle right now, he has to recertify in April. So talking to the handler, Dustin Seiler, we've decided that the end of March would be a good time to retire the dog, because no sense recertifying him. It's, his hips aren't that good anymore and stuff. It's just time to retire him. What we've done in the past is, and we'll have to make a contract, is that the handler and Dustin would like to buy him. We've bought him for $1 to get the liability off the county. We do a contract where it says all liability, all health, everything goes with the dog. And that's just something I need to bring forward to you guys to see if that's how you want to handle it, or it'll be the 31st of March or whatever last day would be his official day of duty then.
That's a practice that we've had over the years too, so nothing new.
All our dogs we've done that with.
Yep.
So the dog's property of the county right now, so it's up to you guys how you want to handle it. So.
I don't see any reason why we.
It's fine with me. Do we need a motion or anything? Or?
Yes.
Okay, I'd move to approve the request to sell the dog for $1. Second.
Okay. We have motion and second. Any further discussion?
So that'd be effective March 31st.
Yes, and then it would be without that dog for a couple months while we're training and stuff, the new one.
So in that couple-month period, then are there other agencies that we could use a dog?
We still have, Edison still has his dog.
Oh, so the other one is still certified?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, I'll let Mike talk about it. It's agreement with the BCA about crimes against children.
So basically what we're asking for today is the board to entertain a motion that would ratify a joint powers agreement involving the Minnesota Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force Agreement. We currently don't have an official JPA to work with that. The BCA manages it, and it is an allied group of people with Homeland Security, other federal agencies, and state and local resources. It's I can't say that every local jurisdiction is involved with this ICAC is the acronym for it, task force, but we have been involved in it for a couple years. One of our, in one way or another, investigators have either been involved with the communications in some meetings. We haven't really went out and helped them because we don't have this joint powers agreement, but we've used some resources of theirs that we've used in some prostitution stings and such we've done in the area. And what we're looking at is kind of formalize that agreement to make that happen. What this came to light is the BCA is willing to share to place some equipment here in Pipestone County because we have a person on staff, Lieutenant Dangler, who's an operator for some of that equipment already. And so they're willing to bring that to Pipestone County to have it in this area for other agencies to bring here. And we could utilize it, which we utilize a lot now. Part of that equipment that we have with the task force. It's not an added cost to the sheriff's office, but this would also help bring that together in one group. We're not really assigning anyone to a specific duty or an extra assignment, so to speak. It's something we're kind of already doing. So, and the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force deals with basically the exploitation of children through the internet and through trade of humans and the sexual abuse of children that are exploited that way. So it's a really great resource to have and to have communications with, because unfortunately that has no boundaries. So what we're kind of looking for today was to ratify that with the resolution. I'm not sure what the number ended up being.
I wasn't aware there was a resolution for this at this time.
I had it attached to the email yesterday.
I didn't see your email yesterday.
Okay. So I did have a resolution that, I don't know what the number ended up being, but to,
It'll be 59, 10, 19.
okay. All right.
Mr. Chair, do you need any storage facilities for this stuff or anything? Or you,
Nope.
is that not a
No.
problem at all? So
No, the equipment is relatively small. It's mainly electronic equipment for scanning electronic devices, phones and such. It's a very expensive piece of equipment is one of those as a factor, and we're pretty fortunate to have that opportunity at really no expense to us, because the equipment itself costs quite a few thousands of dollars. So it's just one piece of the puzzle, but it kind of brought all of this full circle to kind of bring it to the board and see if we could get the joint powers agreement ratified.
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we enter into this joint powers agreement then for this ICAC system.
second.
A motion and second. Any further discussion?
What type of cost would the joint powers agreement obligate us to? Is it just some clerical stuff, or?
There is no cost that's going to be above and beyond out of we will probably get more resources that are available to us
Right.
for that than we're ever going to put towards it. There would be some time here and there.
Yeah.
Examples of it when they had the Super Bowl here, when they hosted that in the cities. This task force was brought up there. They asked allied agencies to come up and help for people to do what they were doing there to fight that type of stuff.
And how big is this joint powers group?
I can't speak to how many agencies are involved, but there are, like I said, the BCA in Minnesota kind of is the leader of that for Minnesota, and then there's several municipalities and counties that go along with it in the rural areas and in metro, and it's just one group of people that work together. So.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries.
Steve, I'll bring that down.
I got it at 8:57 this morning. So
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to look at it. So.
What were you doing?
Right here talking to you, I think. Do you have a copy of
Thank
it
you.
there?
I don't have it.
Okay,
with me
bring it
now.
down. We'll get Chris and myself to sign it, then that'd be great.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you. I will print it out too, so.
Okay, next up we have Highway Engineer Nick Bergman. Morning.
Good morning.
Kathy will forward it to you.
I have today a request to approve a resolution requesting a variance from standard for state aid operation. It's for project number SP 059-090-001. And what that is the trail project that the city of Pipestone is doing from Fort Pipestone up and around the tech school. Why we are involved is because they're a municipality under 5,000 for population, so we have to sponsor them, which is anywhere else in the state that, there's a city under 5,000, the county has to. Nothing new there. But this trail, if you're familiar with it, it crosses the bridge. There's a bridge there. It kind of gets close to the road and it narrows up a little bit and then it goes back out. That doesn't meet design standards. It's too narrow and there's no guardrail there, so we need to request a variance from the state to get that approved. If you see in the wording, the state's kind of saying, if you approve this, you're not coming after us, but there's nothing really to worry about in my opinion, because they're going to build it the exact same way it is. There's no new risks involved, so I would recommend going with the variance. The other option would be building a pedestrian bridge for probably a few $100,000, and let's not do that.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval.
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I recall Dave having talked about this before, when we first talked about this, that there's not enough width to get the 8 feet. and
Okay, so he
forth.
saw it coming then, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it had been mentioned before. Likelihood of getting the variance, pretty positive?
I've never been part of one before, so this is new to me. I would think we'd be fine. I don't expect any problems with it.
Great.
I'm guessing it'd maybe be different if it were car traffic instead of bike traffic.
Well, I don't think there's any crash history there. We had to look that up, so that's going to help. If there was 3 or 4, seriously-
Fatalities because they hit the rail and went in the ditch. And
Yeah, or something like that, it'd be a little different, but there's no history there, so I don't anticipate any problems, but.
Only fatality I remember was back before your pedestrian sidewalk was there, back in
Okay.
about 77, 78. A person got hit walking out towards the school, but that was before the bike path was there,
Okay. Okay.
so a long time ago.
And we'd probably look at expanding it whenever the day comes that we replace that bridge. We'll look at widening it out and see what that costs and decide.
But you're going to be 8 feet every place but the bridge where it's choked down, so it's just going to be that small stretch.
Yep. Yeah, I believe the path's staying in the same spot. They're just kind of refocusing on it, but it's got to come up on that walking path to get over the stream there. So.
Good. All right. We have a motion. Okay.
Anybody else have any questions for me?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on anything else? Nope.
Are the ditches full?
Yes, they are.
Overflowing.
We're busy.
Any,
How's your equipment holding up, everything, issues?
Feel like a snowblower breaks every day, but that's about normal. So, they move a lot of snow, so.
How's your overtime doing?
I talked to Doug, and he felt that we were actually kind of in that average area yet. It was pretty good on the first half, but lately we've been catching up, so to speak, so, yeah, I don't know.
The guys are getting enough sleep anyway.
Yeah, we're ready for some warm weather and a break, so. All right.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much.
all right, is there any personnel items? Okay. Is there any other business to come before the board today?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
That'll be a record.
Right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. We stand adjourned.
If Steve wouldn't added those things to the agenda, we'd have been out here a lot earlier.